let me encourage all of you to check out on archive, if you missed it, the last 3 shows. Yesterday's show looks like it's going to be the most listened to show at don'ttreadonme.tv yet. It's really starting to gain some momentum. It's probably going to top 3,000 people just by, this time tomorrow easily. Things are really going well over at don'ttreadonme.tv, and I hope you get the news too. We've got a couple thousand people getting that feed. So you're starting to learn, folks, that you don't have to go to the typical news outlets to learn what's going on, because 90% of it is all just ridiculous and a waste of your time. What I'm doing is I'm finding the stuff that I believe is going to affect you directly, either now or in the future. And so I sift through all that stuff for yourself. Hey, anyway, let me introduce my co-host. You took the first hour off, but here you are. How's it going?
It's going great. How about with you?
Oh, yeah, it was great. It was good to talk to Ron and stuff, and I know you had some things to do with the family, so good to have you back. What you just sent me a couple of clips. I didn't have time during the break to see them, but something about head transplant and brain transplant.
These are some things that when I was still teaching, I showed my students at Purdue Calumet, the branch campus, one of the branch campuses at Purdue that I taught at, and there's just huge implications to some of this stuff. One is a brain transplant, which was done on some monkeys, poor thing, way back in the 70s, I think it was, by a doctor who's still around. And what I take that meaning as, and then it kind of just dropped off the radar. Oh, we did it once, and what a nice experiment, and we never did it again.
Yeah, we're all done, yeah.
Yeah, right. This means that they were doing it in the 60s with people, probably, or even further back. I mean, when you find out all this technology, like the microchips, they say we might have RFID technology now. I mean, if you read Alex Constantine's book, Psychic Dictatorship, fantastic book. He documents how they had that stuff in the 40s and 50s. So the whole thing is a big sham that they say that. It's. But I think the listeners probably know that. But that brain transplant is extraordinary. It would, you got to think that to some degree, since the nervous system is so heavily, not fully, but heavily to do with consciousness, that you'd all of a sudden find yourself walking around in someone else's body. That's a pretty interesting. I almost have like a mixed feeling in my mind, like there's something really wrong with that. But then again, part of me is curious. I don't know if it's wrong or not. It's so bizarre, really. I mean, it's a heart transplant we don't think anything of, and that's, of course, part of the nervous system for reasons we stated last night. Usually it's not considered part of the nervous system, but doctors have just made an error, professors, scientists, because they're ignoring, dopamine and stuff like we were saying. But I don't know. What's your take on brain transplant?
I have, my entire life, I have always been against any kind of transplant. I know that it saves lives and all that kind of stuff, but none of us in our family would ever sign the back of the driver's card where you give them permission to rip something out and give to somebody else. I'm sorry, folks, if you lost something due to accident or your own stupidity, what do they say about life? Stuff happens. I just don't, and so I know some people are out there going, yeah, but if you lost your kidney or if, something like that, you'd be grabbing at somebody else's. No, I wouldn't. You don't know me and you haven't been listening to me long enough. I wouldn't do it, and I wouldn't even have my daughters do it. And And so I'm against it personally, but if other people are doing it, if you guys want to swap brains, heads, hearts, legs, arms, I don't care. Put them on backwards. Knock yourself out. I really don't care. I'm kind of a libertarian by natural means, and just go for it. I'm just going to proceed in my own little body and let it go as far as it can take me. That's just me, though.
Yeah, I do. You probably picked up when I was saying my confusion. Yeah, I don't know really a reason to say that it's wrong or something. I don't have any philosophical reason, but there's just like an uneasy feeling in me, almost like it's kind of disgusting in a certain way.
Yeah.
Like it's not. I mean, the body rejects. We have to do all kinds of technologies to get the body to accept the foreign organs, and that's a big clue right there, because I hold that, as listeners probably know, that the body is intelligently designed from the Creator, and so that's a big deal right there. So if the body's doing something, it's almost like when there's a natural abortion, when a baby doesn't make it, unfortunately in the first say 10 weeks or something, that's a natural process. The body's doing what's perfect, and so in a similar way, if the body's, I just trust the wisdom of the body. It's the most sophisticated. I mean, I do think that there's been tampering going on through the centuries, by the Illuminati. But, and of course it's going on now with this fluoride and, plastics, styrofoam cups and all, but still the wisdom of the body is almost really just godly, and, well, I mean, it is. And, it's just quite sophisticated. So maybe that's partly what I'm feeling. I like things just in a natural state.
Yeah, I bet so. And I think most people that have a sliver or slice of conscience feels the same way. But I did have a niece that was probably 8 years younger than me, and she had to have a kidney transplant when she was, oh my gosh, it seemed like she was 6, 7, 8 years old, and she had the first one. It didn't take at all, and this is way back when I'm, 12, 13 years old, and so it didn't take. It was in the early 70s, and then it seemed like 6 months later, she was on dialysis constantly, and then they put in another one. And that did a little better. I think they were just learning how to do it,
Yeah.
And then she rejects that, and she's on dialysis for another couple of years, and then another one and another one. I haven't had contact or knowledge of her since, it's been 20 years, but I know that she had 5, and it might have been 6 kidneys, and the last one her real dad donated. He had been out of their life since she was 5 years old, and he came back